So, a tale as old as time for Raider Nation, for Raider fans, is the question: are we bad because of the quarterback, or are we bad because of the offensive coordinator? And I'll tell you what, Raider fans make no qualms in being experts after watching film, and there are two sides of the coin. It's Chip Kelly sucks, it's Geno Smith sucks. Then there's people that, of course, will say they both suck. You might be correct in that statement. I'm here to plant my flag in the ground and tell you this. I do think there's an answer to this question. And I do think it's pretty obvious. Now, last year, when it was Luke Getsy and Gardner Minshew, I took some flack for defending Luke Getsy a little bit because Gardner Minshew was playing horrifically under center in the quarterback position. And I said, how are you supposed to evaluate an offensive coordinator when their quarterback cannot function? And my feelings are the same about Chip Kelly and Geno Smith. The major difference is with Gardner Minshew, he had a decent season and won a few games with Shane Steichen, who's a pretty dang good offensive coordinator. Geno Smith has had multiple seasons of successful, I think, Pro Bowl level quarterback play, has made the playoffs multiple times. And now he comes here, and it's like the guy forgets how to play quarterback. So the logic would be to say, well, that's on the offensive coordinator. It's shown that Geno was able to function and play well. And then he comes here, and now all of a sudden he's terrible. That's got to be on Chip Kelly, right? Wrong. I'm planting my flag firmly in the offensive coordinator camp here, and I'm going to get into the specifics of why I feel that way. But before I do so, I do need to tell you about DraftKings. It is the most wonderful time of the year. And no, I'm not talking Christmas. We haven't even eaten our Thanksgiving turkeys yet. I'm talking about being a sports fan, because not only is football smack dab in the middle of the season and basketball and hockey have started up, but the MLB playoffs is underway as well, which means there is no time like the present to be a sports fan who wants to dabble in the betting scene. And now you can with our channel sponsorship, DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers bet $5, and if that bet wins, you get $300 instantly in bonus bets and 3 months of NBA League Pass on DraftKings. And all you have to do is download the DraftKings app, sign up, and use the promo code ALLaBorde. There are so many sports to choose from now to bet on. Options are endless, whether you're the type of person that likes to build the perfect parlay for an even bigger payout or bet on games live as they happen. And don't worry, if DraftKings isn't available in your state, you can still get in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy. The next great touchdown, the next great jump shot, the next great home run is coming, and you can bet on it. And guys, remember, like I always say, you can find anything I talk about, the Patreon, the Discord, YouTube memberships, and all the sponsors linked in the description below and at the pinned comment. Okay, so before I get into why I don't think Chip Kelly's the problem, I would like to see the side of people that do think he is the ultimate problem. And if you do think so, let me know in the comments below. We're going to get into a Just Blog Baby article here. And it says, this is by Caleb, we love Caleb, October 22nd, a couple days ago. It sure sounds like Chip Kelly's offense is the laughing stock of the NFL. The Raiders had an embarrassing showing against the Chiefs in Week 7. Remember last year when I said, oh, I can't wait to see some more green here? Anyway, the Las Vegas Raiders offense was supposed to be good, or at least competent, during the 2025 NFL season. Yeah, who would be dumb enough to say that the offense was going to be top 10? The high-profile additions of Geno Smith, Ashton Jeanty, and Chip Kelly were to bring stability to the passing game, running game, and play calling. However, that has not been the case. Headed into the Week 8 bye, the Raiders sit at 2-5 and rank 31st in scoring, 28th in total yards gained. How is this worse than last year? Aiden O'Connell? This group is among the biggest letdowns on either side of the ball in the entire NFL. Of course it is, as despite relatively high expectations, they rank in the bottom 10, not top 10, bottom 10 of nearly every offensive statistics. Las Vegas had arguably the worst offensive showing of the 21st century in their 31-0 Week 7 loss to Kansas City. One NFL executive made it clear that the league is well aware of how awful the unit has been. And they're going to talk about Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly's offense has failed miserably at living up to the hype. Against the Chiefs, the Raiders finished with 95 total yards, 3 first downs, becoming the first NFL team to finish with 3 or fewer first downs since Jamarcus Russell was under center. They ran 30 offensive plays. This is just really hard to read, honestly. Becoming the second team since 1950 to have 30 or fewer offensive snaps. That's absolutely insane. While Pete Carroll may have not seen the embarrassing performance coming, the Athletic's Mike Sando shared comments from an anonymous NFL executive, which revealed the league has taken notice of just how bad Las Vegas' offense is. The Raiders, if they can't run the ball, it's just brutal. The executive said, they were hard to watch even when they beat Tennessee. I couldn't agree more. It is hard to argue with that assessment that the offense has been as brutal. Okay. Kelly is the league's highest paid offensive coordinator, yet he's producing nearly the worst results. The fact that people around the NFL are saying how brutal it is to watch Raiders offense should tell Raider Nation everything they need to know about the new play caller and the current state of the team. Okay. So everything in that article is true, 100%. Caleb is dead on. And the NFL executive saying it's brutal, it's hard to watch. It is. We know. We do it every Sunday or Monday or Thursday. But nothing in that article said it's brutal because XYZ. It's brutal because we don't have a fullback. It's brutal because we're not running the ball. It's brutal because blah, 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 blah. You know why it's been brutal? Because the quarterback under center, trusted with the complexities of this offense, is continuing to turn the football over. I promise you, and I'm not even going to pick like elite level quarterbacks. If Joe Flacco or Jared Goff, not comparing them, I'm just picking random ones out, Dak Prescott, were in this offense, they would not just throw the ball right to the other team because that's the way the play's designed. Now look, 31-0 and 30 offensive plays total is unacceptable at any level of professional sports. And I'm not making excuses for Chip or Geno or anybody, but the facts remain: no Brock Bowers, no left tackle, no Jacoby Myers. You have Trey Tucker, who is fine, and 2 rookies who have made no impact so far. So it was going to be an uphill battle from the start. And you could call the perfect play every time, but it's going to be tough. Geno Smith has not been a functional professional quarterback under center. And I'm sticking with my take that I don't understand how you can evaluate an offense when the quarterback continues to turn the football over and when you've dealt with horrific injuries. Now, the point that I've made to counter this is, well, look at the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan is one of the best offensive minds, maybe in the history of the league. And I know that the Raiders and the Niners have this big rivalry. I never felt that because I was on the East Coast for most of my life. If he doesn't win Coach of the Year, throw the award in the trash. They've dealt with injury after injury, and they still find a way to win games with Mac Jones at quarterback. And just because Chip Kelly is the highest paid offensive coordinator doesn't mean that he's on the same level as Kyle Shanahan. That's just the reality of the situation. Now, does he need to find a way to get more creative? Yeah. And I'm going to do a different video where, where it talks about maybe changing up the offense. Sure. But imagine if you are a great coordinator or just a good one and you're calling plays that work and the players are not just executing, and then you get fired for it. To me, that doesn't seem fair, and it doesn't seem right. Now, at 2-5, it's frustrating, and Chip Kelly has not been great. Running the ball once in your first 15 scripted plays against the Chiefs is not great. But I promise you guys this. If we ran the ball 14 times and passed the ball once, we still probably lose 31-0 in that game. Nothing was going to work in that game. We just were completely unmatched and dominated the whole time. And I do firmly believe that this offense would look better if Aiden O'Connell was under center. I don't know about Kenny Pickett. The people are like, we don't know what they have in him yet. Wait. Kenny Pickett's played more than Aiden. Why do we know what we have in Aiden, but we don't? Or sorry, why do? Yeah, right. Why do we know what we have in Aiden, but Kenny Pickett's some mystery? Hey guys, I think you're watching me. You have access to the internet. You can watch how he played in Pittsburgh. The Browns had 6 quarterbacks, and that's the one they got rid of for a 5th-round pick. We traded a 5th for him. Okay, we didn't trade a 1st for him. I don't care about that pick. I know Aiden can function. His last 15 games, he has like 17 touchdowns and 5 picks. So I'd rather see him in the game. I just think it's Geno. He's making bad reads. He's trying to be the guy. I forget who it was. It was a Seattle Seahawks fan, or it was a Seattle Seahawks insider that said, Geno Smith has made some of the most perfect throws he's ever seen in the National Football League. And that's his biggest detriment, is that he knows he can do it, and he's going to continue to try to do it. You paid $6 million, the highest paid OC, for Chip Kelly. That doesn't mean that they're going to be afraid to move off of him because they've got the money to spend now with Brady and his partners here. If he's the problem, they'll move off of him, and they'll move off of Geno too. There's no love lost here. There's no loyalty there. But I do believe, I said this last year and I'll say it again, I don't think the offensive coordinator is the biggest problem. I think it's the quarterback. I think with Dak Prescott, this team would be 4-3. I think this team could be 4-3 with Aiden O'Connell. It'd at least be 3-4 with Aiden O'Connell. I know it's not a big difference, but that Bears game would have been a walk in the park with him because he wouldn't just throw the ball to the other team. That's it. You don't do that, we win at least one more game. So that's where I stand. I thought it was an interesting conversation to have, when is this going up? Saturday morning. Here's what I'll say, guys. This is Friday night. I'm recording this video. I'm recording 2 more videos on Friday night. They're all going up on Patreon. Then they're coming out sporadically over the next few days. If you want to see them early, you got to join the Patreon. Links in the description below. Shout out to my $5 and $10 patrons and my YouTube members. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, comment away, and please be sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers. It is free after on the charge to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.